What is the number one street fighting tip everyone needs to know? The number one tip, and you don't get taught this on YouTube, do you? The number one tip is understand the local laws on self-defense, okay? I did a video yesterday, what I learned training UFC fighters last 14 years. Some people in the comments said, oh, I've seen that video that time you got into the bingle and the scuffle, and I didn't see any UFC skills in that. It's like, bro, that's in Adelaide, Australia, all right? There's different rules on self-defense all around the world. And if you're like me and you've got money and assets and you want to keep those money and assets, not get sued for doing something stupid, then your ego control things, then you've got to understand the local laws, okay? You've got to understand the laws. I love my life. Every day I wake up fucking stoked to start the day. Everything, every single minute of the day, I'm thinking, okay, what next? Like, I like this, I like that, I like this. Oh, fuck, what do I choose? What do I choose? All right? Do I go ride my bike all day? Do I go for a run? Do I go do some sparring? Do I go and hang out in Tasha? Do I go hang out in nature? Do I go for a swim, have a sleep, eat some food? Like, smash the car, do shoes, like read books, like internet, make content. Like, well, what do I do? That's my life. I fucking love my life. So for me to go to prison for an assault charge that went too far, I don't want to do that, okay? So this is number one tip. You got to understand the local laws on self-defense, okay? And the law, if you're a man, the laws are different for you. And if you're a fit guy like me, super fit, like, we could travel far and wide to find someone who can run as fast as me. 100-meter sprint, 200 up to the marathon. You're going to be very, very hard to find someone who's faster than me. Of course there's people faster than me. Of course there is. Way faster than me. But they're very, very rare in society. We'd have to go to a running race event and then we'd find people. And that's an extreme, tiny, weeny minority of people who are faster than me, okay? So that means that because I'm so fit, if there's a case where I get charged with something, then the police will say, well, you're a really good runner. Why didn't you run away? Why did you fight? You're a trained fighter as well. So you can run, you're a trained fighter, and you still chose, boom, to crack the dude. Now he's got a broken jaw or worse. Now, if I'm an 80-year-old woman and I get a lucky swing in and break a guy's jaw, then that's all over the media. Wow, grandma breaks jaw of man. What a legend. You know what I mean? But then we change the genders. 20-year-old man breaks jaw of grandma, he's fucked, Even if she comes and hits him first. If a grandma comes up, 80-year-old grandma comes up and starts swinging on you, hitting you, clocking you, connecting you, and you punch her back, in Australia, the man is going to court and getting a conviction for assault. Unless he's lucky and has a lot of money, gets the best QCs, barristers, or KCs now, King's Counsel, and goes through that whole trial and hopefully gets a jury who, So there you go. So it's case-by-case situation. You need to understand the laws in your area where you are in that given moment. You might be on holiday. So many Americans, and I love my American audience, don't get me wrong, but so many Americans are so patriotic, or what do you call it, insulated. They think that, you can just walk into a shop in Australia, USD, and here's my money. Take my money. $100, greenback, take it, bitch. And people just, oh, it's USD, let me people just think that the US laws apply here in Australia. Oh, if someone got me, I would fucking shake them, I'd pull out my 9mm, pop a cap in their ass. This ain't the UFC. This ain't Hollywood. This is where I'm at, Adelaide, Australia. The laws are different. Recently, we had a situation in Melbourne where an English girl, an English tourist, 19, 20-year-old, was walking home with a friend on the drinks, and after a football game, an AFL match, Australian rules football, not soccer, football, soccer, well, again, we have differences of opinion there. What's what, So anyway, so the girl's walking home. There's some lads, some well-dressed lads, and one of them's holding a football scarf, AFL scarf, and he waves it in her face, just like, not like, just like, hey, we won. Just a bit of banter, a bit of flirting. And he kept walking. She turns around, fucking lines him up, boom, cracks him in the face, and hits him, and he's like, what? And he's just from the hip. He didn't get any wind up. He just from the hip, boom, slapped her in the jaw. She fell down, broken jaw. He is charged with assault causing grievous bodily harm. He is fucked. All right? He's minimum losing his job. Depends where he works. All right? If he works in a job where he can't have assault convictions, he's losing his job. He's got a mortgage. He's got kids. He's fucked. Assault causing grievous bodily harm. Broken jaw. Okay? Now, she provoked it. She lined him up, punched him in the face. She tried to steal his property, the scarf, and then she lines him up. Full puts her body into it. But she's a girl. He's a man. He shouldn't hit back. He would have been on the drinks too. And he had a split second to decide. She's still in my face. Do I neutralize the threat? Just swing from the hip. Boom. You know, it wasn't like a full lineup. It was just boom. You know what I mean? And then boom. So I would say he did the wrong thing legally. But do you think she's ever going to punch someone in the face again? She's a violent, antisocial thug. Oh, but she's only 19. She's just a young girl. She's an adult. She's drinking. She's out and socializing. And she's going to be violent to a guy just flagging a flag. She'll never, ever punch someone in the face again, will she? Because look what happened. Fuck around, find out. Now, whilst it's unfortunate she got the broken jaw and had to waste the hospital staff's time because of her violent, antisocial behaviour, she didn't get charged. He did. And if you read, I'll do another separate video on this one, but she's just saying, I was just walking along and I got violently assaulted by a guy. I tried to push him away. That's what she said to the police before she realised the CCTV footage was there. But still, the police still charged the man, and the media called this man a violent thug. And look at I'll do a separate video about it. It's fucking insane. Despite the obvious CCTV footage. This is the matriarch world we live here in Australia. I'm not saying it's good or bad, I'm just saying this is what it is. Okay, there's these feminists out there saying we live in a patriarch. That's absolute nonsense. If you're a woman in Australia, you can punch a random stranger in the face and nothing will happen, okay? Nothing will happen as long as he's taller or bigger than you. And it has what was, you know, it's crazy, man. It's crazy, all right? And if that man retaliates in a split second, boom, he's getting assault. And if she gets injured from her assault of him, then he's getting assault with blah, blah, blah added to that. So that guy, he fucked his life because he was drunk. And so his reaction time was just primal, you know. He would have been better off, some people say, pushing her, but they're on concrete. She pushes, she falls, cracks the head, she dies, he's fight. He's getting murder charged, instantly murder charged. And then it goes to court and trial and $500,000 later of KCs, you know, all that stress and fuck around for 3 years, 4 years for the court case to go on. He was better to take the punch and keep walking, legally, okay? Now, the universe gave her the karma lesson. She fucked around and found out. Okay. I'm just saying, get on topic of this video, legally, you got to understand where you're at, okay? So, spinning it back to the situation where Natasha filmed, well, I got, you know, we had a scuffle in Adelaide there that time, 5 years ago, whatever it was. There was a guy on top of me. I'm in fetal position, just protecting in case there was going to be another hit coming down, which there wasn't, which was great. So on the video, I look like a pussy in fetal position. But fetal position is the best position to be in, legally, here in Australia, all right? If you're in fetal position and someone starts to hit you again, then you have a legal foothold to take some level of action defense after that, okay? But if you're just laying there and you're doing a little BJJ freaking whatever, you know, thing going on there, then you lose. So, all right, so you always get in fetal position. If you take him to the ground, fetal position, and then you proceed from there. So I stayed in fetal position, had the guy's leg locked up so he couldn't get away, and I just stayed there. And that was it. There was no more punches coming down. He simmered down. He was, oh, this is dumb, blah, blah, blah. Went from there. He got a conviction. I got a compensation payout, and it was done. No hard feelings, okay? Is what it is. But for me, I could have reached through and done a, what's it called? M to F transformation. I could have reached through to his groin, boom, boom, and game over. I wasn't going to do that, but I was like, well, if I get punched again, maybe this is my only option. I don't want to do it. I don't want to rip these testicles off. I don't want to just, boom, pull it out, all right? Don't want to do that. But if I have to, I have to. It's my only choice, all right? But right now, there's no more hits coming. I'm like this. My legs are locked around. I've got his shirt. I'm pulled in. We'll just wait it out, okay? But then you have people on the thing, oh, blah, 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 this pussy, you can't fight. Because these people don't have assets to lose. They don't live in Australia, or they don't understand the local laws here, okay? And besides that as well, you got to think of more of a esoteric thing, like what sort of vibe do you want to put out there into the world? Recourse, and we see that more violence can breed more violence, but there is a place for violence, don't get me wrong. But you got to calibrate it to the situation, okay? Some people only respond to violence, like that young thug, violent female who cracked that guy, the footy fan, in the face, boom, swung at him. She was speaking with violence, and she got met with violence. Do you think she'll ever hit a random stranger like that again? No, she won't. She will never, ever do that. And if you look at her interview, she's like, I tried to push him away. That's what she says. She fucking lied. That's the interview before she realised it was on camera, okay? So the man still got charged though, even though the evidence is there. That's how fucking crazy it is. The man charged assault causing grievous bodily harm despite the CCTV footage clearly showing she is the aggressor. She threw the first punch. He was just waving the flag like people do in a football match. And the worst thing as well, she's from England. She's from the UK. She's British. She knows footy fans you don't fuck with, all right? And she still went in there with a violent punch. And she wound it up. Boom! She clocked the guy. And he was like, and it splits. And then she stood there in his face. So he's thinking in his drunk mind, fuck, she's going to hit me again. So he just, boom, bombs her. You know? So the one going out at night in the drunk land, shit happens, best avoid the situation, okay? So if that guy didn't drink alcohol, he would not be in court right now. He would not be in court right now, all right? He would not be waiting for his sentences, all this bullshit, and the social media now, people, are you a woman basher, blah, blah, blah. He will carry that forever just because he chose to have a few drinks and go out with his mates to go to the footy. So guys, never drink alcohol. All right? Maybe have it a couple of times in your life and then just fuck it off. Because your choices on alcohol are always going to be less than the best. Your choices when you have alcohol in your bloodstream will always be less than the best. Okay? Simple as that. Now, if he was sober and she came up, he might have got his hands up quick and then boom, just took the punch, step back and walk off. All right? Then it's done. Okay? Oh, he got hit by someone and didn't fight back. No, you can't do that. You got to crack him back. I understand that way of thinking, but if you're in Australia, then you better have a lot of money saved up for good, high-quality lawyers, because you're going to need it. Anyway, that's the wrap up. That's the number one tip in a street fight situation. Understand the local laws. Do you care if you go to prison? I do. Do you care if you lose all your assets? That would suck. You know? Do you want to have the guilt of going, okay, that person hit me, I ripped their balls off, or I cracked them in the head, and now they've got permanent displacement and pain? For me, I'm not a douchebag. I don't want that. I'm basically a street fight, blah, 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 heat of the moment thing, okay? That's unnecessary for me. I don't want to deal with that. That's for mentally unwell people. I'm a bit crazy, but not in that regard. So that's the deal there. So understand the local laws. So one, learn how to fight. I've trained for decades, man. And that's why I understand how lethal a punch or an elbow can be. You just crack someone, punch someone in the throat hard enough, you can collapse their windpipe. And what if they've got, like the lung obstructions going on there because they're out of shape, or they smoke, or they got some heart problems, and now they're choking out because you've punched them in the throat, and they have a fucking heart attack and they die. Do you know how many Australians are like walking heart attacks? And if you get in a situation with them and they have a heart attack and they die, you're getting a murder charge, manslaughter charge, guaranteed. Now, does that turn into a prison sentence? Not always, because you might spend that $500,000 and have the lawyers, go through the court system and the justice system, and you get off, but you had that fucking years and years of stress and waiting around. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? For me, it's not. I love my life too much. So, that's the deal there. But a lot of people care what other people think too much, and then they will start to have their throw-ons there, and then goes from that. The prison system's full of people who didn't control their egos, and the legal system loves it because it's money, 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 money. So learn how to fight, and the best learn how to fight, and learn how to fight. Train hard. Train with the best teachers out there, all right? and then also understand the laws, and also understand that people who generally start fights with you cannot fight, okay? And they will get very, very hurt if you start throwing back, okay? So it's better just to like take a few hits and walk away. And it's better to avoid going out into the drunk lands to start with, okay? Because people who are out at night time on alcohol are generally escaping a bad life, okay? They're into self-harm, they've got some PTSD they're dealing with, and they're just not in the right circles of mental thoughts. So why go into their frame and their reality and drag yourself down, okay? I'd rather get called a pussy by a nons on the computer who can't fight, who don't train, who ain't even fit. I'd rather that than be in prison or doing shit I really regretted and had a lot of remorse for. You know what I mean? But hey, these are things you work out from decades of training, from understanding the legal system, from having cycling friends who are lawyers, etc., or police officers, okay? If you are an athlete, then you'll be ruled against. If you can run, you'll be ruled against. If you can fight, you'll be ruled against. If you're a man, you'll be ruled against, okay? In Australia's legal system in regards to self-defense. You've got to understand that. There's a guy from America, let's just wrap it up. There was a guy from America who lives in Australia, I think it was in Queensland or whatever, and he heard screaming from across the road. His neighbor was getting choked out. This guy was trying to kill her. He's choking her, suffocating her. So the guy runs in, the door's open, he comes in, he gets the guy, fucking grabs him, puts him in a fucking chokehold, and chokes him out. The dude was high on drugs. The attacker, the criminal, was high on drugs and had heart disease pre-existing, and he died. All right? And so our savior, the guy who saved the woman's life, who was most definitely going to be choked to death, suffocated, because people don't understand as well, when you choke someone, all right, if you know, you know, there's a fine line between them going unconscious and being okay, and then actually suffocating and dying or having a heart problem, okay? So you gotta understand that. Oh, just choke them out. This ain't the fucking UFC, bro, all right? Where people do heart testing and shit before they get in the ring. This is the street, right? This is real life. So if you choke someone out, and this guy did, you choked him out, and the dude had a heart attack and fucking died. And so our hero, I call him a hero, he got charged with murder. He lost his house, he lost his wife, he's lost his relationship with his kids, he lost all his shit just because he ran across the road, choked some fucking piece of shit scumbag out, and good on him that he passed away, because those people like that don't deserve to be in society, in my opinion. But the hero, got charged with murder. In America, he wouldn't get charged with that. So that was he didn't understand the local laws. So he's just come in there, he's like, fuck, I'm going to choke this dude out if he dies or not, whatever. You know, you're trying to kill someone, you don't deserve to live, blah, blah, blah. You know, in that context. And he got charged with murder, okay? And he paid the price. So understand that, and there's plenty of stories like this here in Australia. Plenty of stories. So again, you got to understand the local laws. If you come to Australia, or you come to Indonesia or wherever, or even go to the US, if I go to the US, certain states I can carry a gun. You know, I can open carry. What a fucking AR-15. What the fuck? You know what I mean? So, you know, you got to understand the local laws, people. Learn how to fight, understand the laws. Stay safe.